All right, welcome to the phone tap. This is Unk, one of the burnouts.
One of them. You actually got me on the microphone today.
Just Rob today.
Yep.
I actually want to talk about something that happened in the area. I'm not a whole lot of familiarity with what's going on. I just kind of heard about it, and we're actually going to call someone on the podcast and talk to him and figure out exactly what happened. But we're trying to call someone from our softball team that Buds and Studs sponsors, and which they are called Asylum. If you don't know, look them up. They are a traveling softball team. They do most of their softball games just over the PA border, like Canton and Troy and
Lawrenceville and shit like that.
Yeah. They also do like Corning and that direction as well. This weekend they are doing I keep saying celebrity, not celebrity, a benefit softball game for the gentleman who lost his life in the battle with the train out of Corning. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't really know what happened and all that. I just know that it's something that we do sponsor, and I probably am going to sponsor this benefit. I'm pretty sure they told me that the game is Saturday. If it's Painted Post that it's in. I'm actually going to call him right now.
Yeah, it probably is Painted Post, because if I remember right, over near where the Corning plants are, they actually have a sizable softball field and football field.
Yeah, I've actually been there before.
I grew up out there.
When they first opened, I was out there.
I remember that area before it was there. I grew up in Corning and Painted Post and whatnot.
See, up until recently, I was born and raised in Elmira, and I spent, most of my life in this area. And when I was younger, I never really.
Sorry, folks, slight technical issue. We will be right back. Filthy Sounds Productions and Studios, your one-stop shop for audio productions. Call 607-377-4160. We are rolling again.
All right, welcome back.
Sorry about that, folks. Slight technical issue. Technology did not want to cooperate. Tried something different. It was like, fuck you, I'm not doing this.
It damn sure did.
But where were we?
I know, what was I talking about? We're about
benefit.
to call Evan,
Yes.
on the benefit. Just gotta see if I make sure he's ready to go. But I'm already gonna be in the Corning area this weekend, so as long as it's not raining or horrible, I'm definitely gonna be there to check it out. Even though you guys probably won't hear this until after it happens.
Yeah, this will go up Sunday. Unfortunately.
But soon we will be live.
As soon as we get a few more bits of gear to film and stream live. It's pre-recording, it's one, and putting it out, it's one thing. Live streaming is a slightly different beast.
I mean, it's also...
But I do think YouTube offers live streaming too, so we could easily do that. Actually, Cedric might know how to set everything up, because he said he already does that for, what is it, FMG?
I don't know what FMG is.
It's another local studio.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good. We're on the podcast. We were just talking about the benefit, and I was just telling the listeners that I'm not really 100% sure of what it's all about, and that we were going to call you and so you could give us a little info on it.
On the benefit tournament?
Right.
A little closer. So, you guys are always big into helping the community out with everything. You know, it's what you guys do. So one of the guys that we play softball with, his name is Tim Galusha, and he got ran over by a train a couple weeks ago up there in Horseheads.
Oh, it was here in Horseheads. See, I thought it was out there in your direction.
Over by the Miracle Mile?
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably number 6 or 7 in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
My girlfriend's cousin, one of her friends while she was in high school, he got the same thing. What they ended up finding of him was his hand still attached to his vape, and that was about. Yeah,
that's horrible.
It's one of those blind spots there, and people like to walk over the tracks, and if you're not careful.
Yeah, we're definitely.
It'll take you right out.
Definitely feel for his family, and we'll definitely be thinking about him here. That really sucks, and.
Right, and so in 2 Saturdays, they're doing a benefit tournament for him. For the family, to help raise money, because it was such an unexpected thing for the funeral costs and just, all those expenses and everything. And they're looking to do like some basket raffles or anything like that. And I know you guys like to do your basket raffles and everything. So I figured it's not.
Is that something that's not going to be an issue for anyone if we do a cannabis basket?
Nope. A lot of the people there. His brother uses it all the time. He plays softball with us a lot. He stopped into your store a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, I just figured I'd stop in. You've always hooked me up with stuff and helped me out, and you've always helped the community out for as long as you guys have been open. So.
So yeah, what do you, I thought I told everyone it was this coming up Saturday, so that actually makes it better, because they'll actually,
the episode will premiere before it happens.
They'll be able to actually hear it before it goes on, because we're not live, so, but,
we do have 12 episodes up on YouTube if you haven't listened to them, but we do have quite a bit of content.
That's that link that you sent me, right?
Yes. I might have to send you another one though, because he got it on YouTube and shit too now, so that's even better.
Yeah, the YouTube one's better to go to. That one's kept up to date weekly. The other services go through a distribution network, so it takes a little time for that to catch up to where we're at. YouTube's the most current. So this episode you're on right now will be up Sunday.
Now, have you guys looked into doing Twitch too?
That's something we were actually just talking about a little bit ago, doing some streaming for this.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm doing right now. Actually, I'm streaming playing RuneScape.
Oh, are you? Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to get you and Tyler in here one of these times too, like maybe like before the season starts, so we can talk about some of the stuff that you guys have going on for this coming up season. You're still going to be the same team, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're signed up for a couple tournaments this winter in Erie for indoor. That way we can just stay fresh for outside. And
Awesome. I want to get back to the benefit though, real quick. Explain a little bit more about that for me. Like it's 2 Saturdays, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday.
So it's the 4th and 5th of November.
Okay.
It's in Savona, New York.
Which is just past Painted Post, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just outside of Campo. It's only 15 minutes from Painted Post.
Awesome.
I think we have 10 teams in the tournament for that one. And it's just all coming together, everyone coming together, showing their support for the family. You know, he was really involved in the softball stuff. So, like I said, we're doing. It's a co-ed tournament, so it's guys and girls. You know.
Is it a already made up teams, or can someone make a team, or is it too late for that?
I think someone could make a team if they wanted to. I don't think it's too late. I know they'll always take more. We entered Asylum into it. So we're hopefully going out, and we actually played this past weekend out there as Asylum, and in the same spot, and we ended up taking 4th place out there for that.
Wow.
Awesome.
So we have one of his brothers playing on our team this weekend, or next weekend. And then his other brother has a team.
Well, you know, we'll definitely sponsor the goods for your games, so you guys have something to keep your minds at ease. At least we'll definitely take care of you there. And we definitely, I will get some kind of a basket or something going so you can raffle that off. And then we'll also do probably like a monetary donation of some kind. I'll talk to Dan about that and see. Between the 4 businesses that we have here now, I'm sure that we can come up with something for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And I appreciate it greatly, guys. Like I said, you guys are the ones that I come to now for everything. I don't even go anywhere else right now, so.
I wouldn't go anywhere else anywhere at this point now, everything that's been going on.
Well, the only other time we did is you guys, Mary's pen broke. Like one of those rechargeable ones, and you guys just ran out of them.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to go shoot over to Mile High right there, right next to you to get her a pen. But she bought the juice and stuff for you guys, so.
I'd rather you go there than that other rotten place that I'll remain nameless at this time, but...
Yeah. We all know, though.
Yeah, everyone knows.
Yeah, I know. You know how many... My buddy Jordan comes into you guys now. I converted him over to you guys. Him and his girlfriend normally come in every Friday and buy an ounce off you guys.
Awesome.
Friday specials.
And they were going to that other demon place until I gave them your stuff, and they're like, dude, this is gas. This is good.
Just remind me. I just I got so much shit going on. So give me a shout sometime this, maybe Monday or Tuesday of next week.
Yeah, that'll work. I can do that.
And I'll take care of you. Like I said, I'll let you know once I talk to Dan. But if you don't hear from me, definitely remind me. I definitely am one of those people that needs to be reminded of stuff.
No, you're all good. I mean, I get it. You guys, you got the studio, the regular store, everything going on. I understand.
All right, brother. Well, it's good to. Let me ask you a couple more questions about the thing. Like, is there going to be food? Is there going to be like can people donate food? Can they?
I think they're going to do a concession stand kind of thing. They have one of those there. I think they'll probably try to do like hot dogs, hamburgers, stuff like that. You know, just the basic. Might have some hot chocolate for the kids if it gets cold.
Awesome.
Cool. Something
Because
for
they
everyone.
got a park there, so, you know, the kids will be running around in the park having fun while the adults drink and smoke and play softball.
I love softball. I can't play anymore though. I would get a team for buds and studs, but I don't think there's enough healthy people in this building to.
I don't think we have enough people in the building to
I don't
make
think
a
there's enough
softball team.
sporty people, that are sport active.
That's why you come out and you support us when we're there. You put on your jersey and we rock.
Yep, I do. I wear your jersey anyways. I told you I found a pair of pants that matches it, and
Dude, those jerseys turned out nice, didn't they?
They definitely did. Definitely. And I'm a huge zombie fan. It just has a big zombie on the front of it. And like
I like the vibrant
I don't like
colors on it.
pink, but it just
It
fits
works.
in there. Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely does.
And I think next year we might get it designed to have like a whiteout one almost.
Ooh,
That would be cool too.
that would
So
be
like the
nice.
background, have the background be like white and gray, and then change the color of the zombie so the zombie pops out with the white and the gray.
That would be pretty
Just
cool.
don't give one for Dan because it'll only be worn one time and it'll be ruined.
Yeah, he can't wear white.
He's
Throw
wearing
them
your.
out there, or the extras in there, and just be like, "Here you go, guys. You guys took care of us. We'll take care of you." You know.
He's wearing the Asylum shirt today, as a matter of fact. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, he was.
he is. He's riding the golf cart right now.
Was that where he got off
Yeah, they
to?
went on the golf cart ride.
Yeah, I saw that golf cart. I was like, I want to ride it.
Yeah, I don't even think this is a golf cart community though.
No, I think it's okay. It looks like it's street legal enough.
No, they're still here. I hear Gabby out there.
Oh, is that what I hear?
But yeah, if you're in town next weekend, swing up to Savona.
I have to go somewheres on the 2nd, and then I think I'm good. I actually might do that, dude. I might come set up a table or something just to see if we can get some other donations and stuff.
That would work too. And I plan on hopefully live streaming the games too. I don't know if I'm going to do it through Twitch or Facebook, but I plan on live streaming them as much as I can.
Definitely let me know like whenever you guys play and any tournaments, and like give me the scores of the games and all that shit too, because we're gonna do a sports segment on the podcast as well.
Yeah,
so
we
I
could
would
do
love to be able to like let people know like
Weekly updates throughout the
if
season.
you guys are any good or if you suck, like any of that.
Yeah. I know we play in Dansville this weekend for a benefit for an old man who passed away. So up there they have a tournament every summer up in Dansville called GVRC,
Yeah.
and they raise money for one of the summer camps. Well, there's this old man who always walks around. He's there every year, and he collects up all the cans and everything like that. He recycles them, turns them in. Well, this year he ended up having a stroke while we were out there. And he ended up passing away. Well, the guy who runs the tournament's his grandson, so this weekend we're going up and we're playing in the ones that he's putting on for his grandfather, a Halloween one for his grandfather this weekend.
You said in Dansville?
Yep.
That's a little bit too far for me. I know it's not far, but it's still too far
It's
for
like
me.
it's like an hour from Elmira.
Heading towards Corning, right? Like past all
Yep,
that?
so you head towards
Yeah.
Corning, and instead of turning left to go downtown Painted Post, you go straight across the bridge and you keep going out that way, like towards Rochester.
Yep.
Yep.
You gotta cut past a couple Dansville exits before you start hitting Rochester, Binghamton area.
Yep.
I haven't been to Dansville, but when I was playing out years ago, I remember those exits when we used to play Binghamton and Rochester.
Yeah, I remember that too. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast and giving out the information. Like I said, if you don't hear from me by Monday or Tuesday, give me a holler and we'll figure something out.
Yeah, for real. I'll get a hold of you.
I'll have one of the girls hook up a nice little basket or box or something. It'll be something presentable.
Sounds like a plan, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely, bud. All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right, man. You guys have a good night.
You too. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that we can do that kind of stuff, man. I was actually talking to Dan the other day, and it's like neither one of us are by no means rich.
But you're in a position now where you can help and do things.
It's not, and not even just that. Like both of our mindsets are both like you really can have too much. Like if you are a specific person and you don't require a lot, you don't
Oh yeah, I'm one of those people too.
I am
Like,
too.
you're-
Like I'm
you
not
hit that point
flashy
where
at
like
all.
you're like, all right, I got exactly what I want. I can maintain it. What do I do with this extra? Oh, here's what I can do with it.
And I'm more in a position where I can just hear.
Yeah.
And like
I mean,
here.
I've still got a small child at home, so me having the extra funds is nice because I grew up in a poor family, so not having certain things or being able to do certain things, I'm in a position now where I can do it. So that's where it goes to.
I mean,
And it goes into funding this as well.
I mean, I think we talked about this on episode 8, I believe, because when I listened to it, I believe it was on there, but we were talking about how, like, how did Frank put it? You can't take it with you, when you die.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, what's the point in hoarding X amount of money? Unless you intend to leave it to someone else, which again goes back to the adage, you can't take it with
Like, I
you.
really don't like to get into my health at all, but
Understandable.
being in my position, like, I require so little because in my life I've had to work for everything that I got. And, those people that work for everything they got, they don't have the nicest things all the time.
No,
And
they don't, but they're always the first ones that will help you if you need it. too.
because they've been in the position before, and right, they know the places to go. They know the things to do to make yourself a better person. I believe that if you talk to the right person, that they have been through a lot in their life.
Yeah, you can
because
usually just
you
tell.
can just like there's no I can't think of the word, like they're not childish.
They're wiser.
They had to
They're
grow up
wiser.
fast because they didn't have.
Well, I mean, inversely, they do tend to be kind of childlike because they didn't have that childhood, but they carry themselves with like a sense of wisdom.
Right, and they also know when to cut that off and be serious.
Yeah.
You can always tell when, and I really do. I pick on blondes a lot, and I mean no harm by it, but really, like, I believe in the blonde syndrome, but you don't have to be blonde to have that. I just
I know.
believe that
Oh, yeah.
like those people were just meant to believe certain things, and they never experienced other things in life. So they're maybe a little extra gullible. I mean, I can't lie and say that there was a point in my life where I used to prey on people like that just to help my day be better.
With the road I've been on, there have been times where it'd be kind of nice to be that person still in life, to just be that blatantly naive. But at the same time, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world because that's how I've survived.
Right. I mean, you can talk to, you can tell that little daddy's girl, and I'm not judging anyone at all. I'm just saying that you can tell when you're in front of a really
Someone
strong
that's
daddy's
been-
girl because they're not quite as, and I don't want to, wise, so we'll use that word. I don't want to say not quite as smart, but
They tend to, hey, I'll just go out and say it. They tend to be a bit more of a spoiled brat. I guess if that's one way you want to put it. They've had shit handed to them and they don't like being told no either.
right. What is this? Oh, Frank.
That's why I still insist my daughter has to put effort into things. I'm teaching her that a work ethic, actually. This last year, she's actually expressed in having interest in trying to be an artist. My little pencil case over there, that was something she did second grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and her one last year
Little
actually made
firefly?
it. Yep, little dragonfly. Her one last year actually made it up to the display in the mall. Come to find out, those displays in the mall, that's not all the kids. That's only the top ones for
Right,
that
yeah,
grade.
yeah.
And she actually made it in this year. I was quite proud of her. But I made a deal with her recently because they actually have tablets specifically designed for art and whatnot. I told her if she works on certain techniques and improves her skills by the time she's 10, I will get her one. And yesterday, actually, I ran down to Ollie's. That's where I got last copy of this. I'm Lovecraft fan. I don't have anything of his in comic book form.
Oh, that's that thing that
Yep, that's Cthulhu.
okay.
That's his most noteworthy creature. But they also had a book there of.
Now, is that like a comic book?
This
Is that
one
how
is.
it is? Yeah.
This one is, yes. Lovecraft was an author from the early 1900s. So all of his stuff is short stories and a few novellas.
Yeah.
He worked with alongside August Derleth, Robert Bloch, which you know the name Robert Bloch, but
That does sound familiar, actually.
Psycho.
I just watched Psycho.
He
like
wrote
3 days
Psycho,
ago.
and Hitchcock adapted it into the film that we all know. But Robert Bloch was the one that wrote that, and he was a pen pal of Lovecraft's. And one big thing of Lovecraft was he liked sharing his ideas. So authors like Derleth, Bloch, and quite a few others from that time actually wrote Cthulhu mythos stories. This is one thing I wish people knew more of his work, but his concept of horror is actually based around the way the Greeks and the Romans built their god pantheons. Like Cthulhu is actually a grand priest in the lore. He's not like this outer god or anything. He's a priest.
Is it magic? Is he?
There's elements of magic, science. Like he was a big science buff for his time. He liked science and the mathematics.
For
And
those of you that don't know, he kind of looks like Jabba the Hutt, kind of, sort of.
yeah, dude, everyone knows what Cthulhu is. He's the big winged star monster with an octopus for a head. Fun fact, though. Every iteration that Lovecraft would write out for any of his creatures were the vaguest descriptions on the planet. Like, you know how Texas Chainsaw Massacre was good because it left a lot to the imagination? That's the beauty about his work, too, is it leaves a lot of it to your imagination.
I see Ray Bradbury up there, and that sounds so familiar. Tell me how I know that. Is that Amazing Stories guy?
Well, I think he did write some for Amazing Stories. I can't think of his other works, but Fahrenheit 451, that's definitely
I'm
one of
gonna
them.
look him up because I do remember that movie from my childhood. I'm pretty sure I didn't read anything, but
I'm an avid reader.
see, my brother would be a good person to bring on when you're talking about.
I was gonna say, why don't we
stuff.
have him on
I
sometime?
almost called him today and see if he wanted to, but he's doing parent-teacher conferences this week, so
Oh, he's a teacher?
yeah, he's a teacher.
Really?
At,
What school?
Facet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this doesn't have any liner notes.
He's actually a teacher or a doctor in teaching.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ray Bradbury. The Martian Chronicles.
He was a sci-fi writer. Fahrenheit 451's a damn
Yeah, that
good
was the
read.
first one that was there.
It's his most noteworthy book. It's still kind of thought-provoking and provocative today. Yeah, this whole stack of books is more or less my reference library for music and just other shit that I draw inspiration from. So this will grow slightly over time as I sift back through my book collection. What was the tangent I was on before we started talking about Lovecraft?
I don't know.
Me either.
I do want to bring up Cedric is a local wrestler.
Yes, he is.
Indie
And
wrestling.
a graphic designer as well.
Anyone who knows me well knows that I love indie and pro wrestling. I actually feel a hole in me because I haven't gotten into the local indie wrestling here. I know it's not the biggest thing. I've even thought about putting my own together at some point. I don't know. But we're going to try to bring him in and see if he can let us know a little bit about what's going on in the wrestling in the area and the things that are in the events that are happening. And
Absolutely, maybe get some of his colleagues in to talk.
yep.
'Cause I'm actually surprised it's not a bit bigger in this area than what it is, because there's a lot of wrestling fans around here.
I know.
I think it might be just people don't know about it. Could be something.
I think it's hard to find places that have a venue that are big enough to hold something
Yeah,
like
that and it being not just indie, but like underground as well. Some places are probably a little leery of giving them a chance.
It's not underground. Indie wrestling has to actually have insurance and all that stuff, just like any other
Oh, no shit.
sport.
There's a lot of liability involved, that's why.
There is. It's usually the building. Like the insurance just has to be on the building that it's taken place.
Yeah.
So like if
Because
someone
really,
gets
the
hurt,
only
it's
time they're liable for any injuries or anything is when they're in that building.
right. I also know one of the referees. He used to be one of the actual local wrestlers. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get him in. I know he's a busy guy, so it might be hard, but let's see if I can get Rob in and try to get in. Like Rob said here, we're try to get in some of Cedric's people that he works with, and possibly even sponsor one of the shows. I'm gonna be here all day tomorrow, so I'll definitely be working on that stuff for sure. Let's take a little break, Rob, and
Alrighty, actually, that works.
we'll see everyone in a few minutes.
Alrighty.
Treats exclusively at Buds and Studs, 2119 Grand Central Avenue in Horseheads, the area's premier adult gift shop. Treats, the munchies that give you munchies.
Alright, it is rolling, so whenever you want to bring us back in.
All right, welcome everybody back.
To the phone tap.
We had to go check out some. We're gonna have someone on the podcast. I think we talked about it before. The lady who is a
Romanian filmmaker. She is currently, I think she actually lives in the area since we spoke with her earlier. I don't know, I have a feeling she lives here now. But she's actually currently working on a short documentary about buying marijuana in the United States.
and that would be perfect for. Well, I think that she thought it was. I thought it was something about girls, though. Something about girls.
I don't know, that's
girls
what
smoking in the United States.
it could be. It could be from that
that's
angle.
what
I
she
wouldn't
said,
be
but-
surprised, but I do know Frank mentioned that that's roughly what that documentary was about. It'd be pretty cool to have her in and
Yeah,
have her on the podcast and maybe potentially have her as a client. So I haven't scored anything
Definitely,
in a couple fucking years. I actually kind of miss doing those. Those are fun.
I'm sure it would be. I'm not. See, I actually. I don't want to say always, but 9 times out of 10, I enjoy a good, low budget film.
Yeah, if sometimes it comes down to the writing. You can have like a shitty budget, but if you've got the right writers and the right people acting, it's still a good fucking movie.
It is. It is. I mean, especially if the story's good, right?
Yeah.
Writing, like, I mean, if
That's always what's drawn me in. It doesn't matter if it's like books, video games, movies. It's all based on the story. If
what
the
I don't
story can draw
understand
me
is
in.
though is like basically maybe you can answer this. You're into the sci-fi thing. Why do they take science fiction books and why are they so, and I want to use the word weird, but like it'll go from a cowboy that lives in the city to a giraffe that lives in outer space, and he's a patrol giraffe that
Honestly, I couldn't tell you because sci-fi tends to get fucking weird. And I think that's really the beauty about it, because the right way to do sci-fi, and I'm sure you've noticed it with any sci-fi movie you've watched that you've really liked, once you get the basis of the science right, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And it's okay, because there's still at least some scientific grounding. But sometimes, like you were describing, there is no grounding. They're just doing whatever the fuck they want. So I guess it really all depends on how far you're willing to suspend your disbelief.
is this somebody's fucking dream
Or is it like a fever dream, an acid trip? Sometimes that's really what it is metaphorical, because,
I don't know. I've done a lot of acid in my day.
I've done it a
I've never
few
seen
times.
a fucking giraffe. Okay, I've never seen it.
for the life of me, I can't remember what the filmmaker's name is. He's a stop motion artist. He just released his magnum opus, Mad God. I watched it. It's more of an art piece where there's no dialogue to tell the story, so you've got to rely on the visuals, not just like what your main character is doing, but everything going on in the background and kind of dissect it. That's more of what you would call an art piece, and I think that's what some sci-fi aims to do. And then I think sometimes, just like in the realms of horror with gore, sometimes they do it just for an effect or as a crutch because they can't delve too far into certain things.
Now,
because they don't know enough about it.
Is like the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and all, are those considered sci-fi movies or?
It depends on what type of sci-fi you're looking at. Now, Lord of the Rings would be like a fantasy sci-fi, kind of like these Warhammer books here. But the difference between those two types of those don't actually fall into sci-fi. They're fantasy. Because there's swords, shields, dragons. Now, Lord of the Rings is more one of the lighthearted ones because J.R.R. Tolkien was a devout Christian, so there are a lot of those metaphors in it. Now, these Warhammer fantasy ones, however, they're what's known as grimdark. They are very nihilistic. There's never... Heroes and villains, there's a very big gray boundary. Depending on how you look at them, depends on...
Like Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, like that kind of grimdark. Okay. That's actually grimdark. And actually, I can't remember if Warhammer draws from D&D or Actually, I think at this point they kind of draw from each other because this has been around since the mid-'80s as well. So I think there's kind of a pull from there. And actually, a lot of your D&D demons and weird creatures, they come straight from Lovecraft as well.
Definitely not my thing. I do like, I've always enjoyed the Lord of the Rings, so I can sit down and watch those. But
yeah, I actually had to study them in college. This book right here goes over the orchestral elements and like different themes that pop up in the movie. For that class, one of my assignments was to watch The Fellowship of the Ring. I was not going to complain about that. It's like, oh, I have to take a class to watch a good movie. Okay.
The other day I was flipping through the channels and I hardly ever watch TV, but it just happened to, I don't know what channel it was on, but it stopped right at the two towers, right at the the best
big
part,
fight
the
scene.
big fight, before the trees show.
Oh, right before the Ents come in? Yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh, I love that part of the movies.
And then they pull the dam apart and all the water comes through. And
these books are exactly like Lord of the Rings. Just make it like 3 or 4 times darker and a little more depressing. Somewhere between Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. that kind of
Kind of
fantasy.
like Game of Thrones too. I was a late bloomer on that. I didn't start watching it
I
actually
still
until,
haven't
like,
gotten into it.
I want to say it was either the second to last or the last season, and I started watching it, but it was pretty good. I liked it.
I like reading more. I don't know why.
Yeah, see, I just can't do it.
I mean, I'm also a bit of an anime nerd too. I just started watching One Piece recently, and I don't know if you know anything about that one. They're almost at 1,100 episodes. It's actually one of the longest running animes on television.
What is
It's
it?
One Piece.
Nope, never
No.
heard of it.
It's been running for 24 years consistently.
Wow.
Yeah, and I broke episode 200 recently, so I'm a long ways from done there. I got another 800 to go, if not more than that, by the time I get caught up.
Yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of TV. Most of the time, I'll put something on and fall asleep.
I only watch I'll only watch something that I have to focus on if I have the time. Like a night like tonight, I'll probably just find something random to put on YouTube and sit there and smoke until it's time to go to bed.
That sounds like my son. My son watches that. I don't understand how he watches that. The guys that play the video games and like you literally just watch them play the video games.
Playthroughs and
And
whatnot.
they scream and they yell and
yeah,
I'm
and
like, what
the
in
streamers.
hell? Yes.
Yeah, some of them I can't.
Oh
get
man, I'm
into.
not even gonna lie. Some of them are funny, but like there's a couple of them that are just so annoying with it. Like they just yell at the top of their lungs.
I watch. There's one that I like watching, and if he ever actually somehow hears this podcast, I hope he hears this. But he goes by the handle of the Fighting Cowboy. He kind of reminds me more of like your kind of a personality. He's pretty laid back and chill.
Actually,
and
you know what? I think he has a podcast, right?
I don't think so. I know he streams and he does YouTube videos.
Okay, that's
But,
what I was thinking of. But
Yeah, I actually enjoy his content and whatnot. I do watch some streaming things of that sort. Like, I do like playing games, but not having the time to sometimes. If I'm not going to invest the time or the money into a game, I'll sit and watch someone else play it. That's
I
fine.
would rather do that. Like
Yeah, I'm kind of the same
I was
way.
super excited when I was married. My ex-wife, she had the PS4.
Yep,
And,
that's what we
had
got.
GTA 5.
Yep, we got that one.
My best friend he bought the book with the game and he already beat it and all that shit. So I was like, well, let me use the book and we're going through this and we're doing everything through the book and at one point I was just like, you know what, fuck it, you're way better than me. I'll just watch you do it. Yeah, I just watched her play pretty much. It was almost like a movie.
Yeah. Video games have progressed a lot. They have come a long way.
And then literally we got all the way to the end and it was the last thing that we had to do and we didn't do it just because we didn't want to beat the game. So I would always just fuck around after that, you know. Once in a while if I got an urge to play a game, I'd put GTA 5 in and go to the airport and steal the airplanes and
I've been playing the Dark Souls games on a loop. I'm a fan of those. I've also got another one that it's one of the few computer games I've bought. It's called Darkest Dungeon. It's it's like a side scroller dungeon crawler, but it's a survival horror game as also. It falls in the like the Lovecraftian style of horror, which is why I got it. But it's really cool.
What do you PS or
We've got
Xbox?
We got PS4 at the house. Des is a Sony girl. She does play stuff on Steam on her PC as well. I, on the other hand, am not particular. I don't care what system it is. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter what format it is. It's the story. If the game's got a good enough story to make me want to play it and put my time into it, I don't care what it's on. I'll just play it.
I don't have the time to do it, man.
Me either.
I feel like I'm here more than well,
Then even I find when I do have the time and I sit down to play, I still can't keep my attention on it for like more than a half hour. play for a
Yeah.
bit, stop, and then just
I'm a
hop
sports
off.
game guy. Like I like the football and I like the racing games and I like anything.
I'm not
Any
too big
driving
on the
games.
sports games or too much on any of the modern first-person shooters. I like Doom. The newest Doom games were fun.
Nope, never played those. I watched the movie with The Rock in it though. Thought it sucked.
Yeah, it did compared to the video games.
Isn't that a book also?
Doom?
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of Dune. I think they
Dune.
did. I think they did make a Dune comic book. I actually think there's currently iterations of it still
Did you see
running.
that thing on The Rock that I guess they made a wax statue of him?
Yeah, I saw something about that, and he's all bent out of shape because they got a couple things wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. Move on, bro.
Pretty
You got all that
much.
money. It looks just like you, so it's not like people are gonna
I
mistake.
mean, you got
it.
more money than you really need for what you do.
Right. We'll
it's
not get
weird.
back into that.
And it's weird, too, because that's how the American culture is. Like, even when the Beatles came over the first time, they were confused as to why American citizens are more enthralled with celebrities and artists and shit. They're like, we're just regular people. We make music. It's like, come on, there's more important people to pay attention to.
Yeah, right.
And I'm kind of on the same page. It's like, even with this, I don't look for fame and fortune. I just want to be able to do what I do and live peacefully.
I mean, literally, like someone, I don't know who I was talking to today, but it was just someone in the shop, and I was talking about how I retired 5 years ago, and I haven't worked a day since. And some people just don't understand that, man. Like,
I mean, since I started doing this, I really don't consider it work either, because essentially anymore I get to come in and do the one thing I have the most fun doing.
and meet the people that love doing the same thing.
Exactly. Like the old adage goes, if you love what you do, you're never going to work a day in your life.
That's what I mean. That's
Yeah.
What,
And also I've seen this, I can't remember where it came up, but it was this guy that would analyze people that are really successful at what they do, and they come to find out that if you're working with or trying to like compete, I guess you could say, in business with someone that's having that success, but they're just having fun doing it, you're never going to be able to touch them.
Nope.
Because if they're having fun with that kind of a challenge, then you can't
Well, I'm really starting to think about doing this vlogging thing, man. That Dan wants me to do at least a few months out of the year, or a couple weeks out of each season, or something where I can go check out the different things that this area offers.
Yeah, it wouldn't
as
be a
far as
bad idea.
nature and I when I lived in Florida, I missed a lot of the nature things there. It's my own fault. I didn't take the chance to get out and do those things. My excuse is it's hot as a motherfucker down there. If anybody knows about Florida, it's only got two weathers. It's hot and hot as fuck. So you have 2 seasons there. There's no leaf changing. There's no... it's completely warm, and during Thanksgiving, you have to open your windows and doors and turn the AC on, which is the complete opposite of here. Christmas trees in the winter, they decorate the palm trees down there, and when they're decorated, they look like squirting penises. So,
That's a fucking visual. I'm not going to be able to look at a palm tree without laughing now.
I mean, picture that, like the light going up, and then if someone decided to put the flashing lights on it.
Oh, make it a festive
And then the
event.
spring, that would probably be the best, in my opinion, the best time.
Steve here from Treetop Landscaping. We offer yard work, general labor, and heavy moving. Anything you need, Treetop Landscaping can help. For questions or estimates, call 607-259-2043.
Filthy Sounds Productions and Studios, your one-stop shop for audio productions. Call 607-377-4160. There we go. Tech issue out of the way. Sorry about that. Springtime in Florida.
Springtime in Florida is the best of the seasons. Actually, it's not as hot. The flowers are coming out a little bit. Good time to go to the beach. I remember one time going to the beach, Daytona, which is my least favorite beach in Florida. It's probably the dirtiest beach.
Probably the most populated with
Hate
people
to
too,
disappoint everyone, but it's the dirtiest beach because people drive on it. They let you
Tourists.
drive on it, and it's just the sand is not what you think. If you want to go for the best beaches, definitely hit the West Coast, Tampa. That area definitely has some really, really nice beaches, and the water's a lot warmer.
Nice.
Springtime is great. Summertime, I don't care if you put suntan lotion on, you're still getting sunburnt. It literally feels like hell. I don't miss that at all. I noticed today on my trip, I had to take my son back to the airport. And if anyone knows the back way to Syracuse, it's a really, really nice drive. Beautiful colors right now. It was 70-something degrees today. It was a great day.
So weird that October's almost over and we're getting 70-degree weather.
I know. I was telling people in Florida that I remember as a kid that it
40?
snowed on
Yeah, I remember a
on
few
Halloween.
Yep, I remember a few Halloweens with snow.
It's crazy. But
Maybe younger than you are, but I'm not younger by that much.
my dad was talking yesterday about all the old people. You know, all the old people talk about the weather.
Yep.
He was talking about, they were saying that the Farmer's Almanac or something, and a bunch of the other, things that they use for the weather, says that it's going to be a lot like last year. It's just going to be really, really cold and not a whole lot of snow. Which kind of sucks for me because I really want to drive and I miss driving in the snow.
I enjoy the snow.
I mean,
I know a lot of people piss and moan about it, but I do like the snow.
Yeah, I like it too.
As odd as it sounds, I do like the weather around here just because we get so many different seasons.
That's exactly
And
it.
we always get them, usually in full effect. Autumn up in New York
absolutely.
State's always beautiful.
That's what I mean.
Summers are squalid and hot. Spring is colorful. And winter's usually snowy.
Yeah, I just love I told everybody down there about the four seasons here. You definitely get to see all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's one of the big reasons my brother came back here too. It's because he missed the seasons.
Kind of one of the reasons I don't really want to go is I like it.
They do have a lot of festivals in Florida though that kind of put your mind at ease. Christmas festivals are like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday every month of November, December. Yeah, it's
Jesus
crazy. Dude.
Christ.
They're everywhere. They have huge flea markets down there, biggest that I've ever seen. It's bigger than that whole, probably 2 times the size of the plaza over here, the Kmart Plaza.
Oh, damn.
And it's just rows and rows of
Of
vendors
shops.
and people
No
selling
shit.
food and people selling
Anything you could probably think of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
You can walk through there and they'll you take your glasses. Well, not take them off you. They'll ask you first, hey, can I clean your glasses? And they'll take your glasses and show you their product. And, you don't even have to buy it. They're not pissed that that they...
And free
They just
demo.
want to show you, hey, this is a great, great product to clean your glasses with. And
Oh, shit.
I found a lot of things that I couldn't find anywhere else at the flea markets in Florida.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Oh, shit.
And the smells are great too.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine with all the different foods going. There's nothing like street food.
Yeah.
No matter where
I
you
agree.
go, street food is always good. Might be on the greasier, fattening side at times, but street food's an art in and of itself.
It definitely is. and it's becoming more and more of an art.
It is.
Thanks to the Cooking Network. Yeah, I love that show, man. I actually have a culinary degree. I don't really like to cook that much anymore.
I love cooking. I'm not a chef, but I've been cooking since I was like 8 years old, so I make everything at home from scratch.
So I'm thinking about talking to the neighbors and seeing if maybe we could open Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We can do our soups and sandwiches on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
Pay them a certain percentage, that way that it's not just sitting there.
Yeah.
We could bring in our own ingredients.
Maybe pay a percentage on the rent.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, from what I heard from the landlord today, I don't want to give out too much information about it, but their rent is really cheap over there because there's only one furnace, so they pay for the gas and electric.
Oh, okay.
For the whole building, even the guy that lives upstairs.
Oh, okay.
So, which is good for them lately, because I want to say the past 2-3 months he's been in the hospital. So
Yeah.
which we heard he's doing good. So
Good.
that's good. Good to see him come back. But yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I'm gonna at least run it by them. I think that they might be okay with it, because then at least they'll be collecting some money on
Yeah.
them few days that.
Mm-hmm. Instead of just sitting
And we all
unoccupied.
know how to run,
Yeah, I think almost.
kitchen equipment,
Yeah, I think
so-
almost everyone in this.
Well, the males anyway.
No, I think Joyce knows a few things.
Oh yeah, yep. And I do
Um,
know that Savannah was.
I don't know about Chandra, but I do know a good chunk of us that are in this shop have some
Shonda
sort
is
of.
more of the factory type girl.
Oh,
She's
okay.
the only woman that works in the factory.
Ah, gotcha. Nah, yeah, I think the rest of us have a lot of kitchen experience. That wouldn't be too hard to pull off.
Definitely not, man. I have my culinary degree is in French cuisine, and that's what they
Nice.
eat is soups. A lot of soups and sandwiches and breads and pastries and all that, and I love making that shit. But as long as it's not just for myself, though.
I'm
cook
bringing in
just for
some of my
myself.
food sometimes, see what you think of it.
I am.
I've actually been meaning to make a big old batch of my homemade mac and cheese just for the shop for lunch. Not infused or anything, just straight up big old pan of mac and cheese.
Yep. I have to make that. Someone just asked me about that today. The mac
Yeah,
and
that's
cheese
when
is
we were
pretty
on
good.
break earlier, wasn't it?
No, I thought that them ladies were still out there that were gonna. Well, that lady that's.
Well, that one lady that was out there mentioned it. Your mac and cheese, anyway. Yeah, no, they were long gone by the time we got out there. Hopefully next week. They do have our contact info.
I still don't see. I'm still trying to look up Ray Bradbury. Like
Yeah, I can't think of any of
I
his
know
other
that
novels.
name, and it makes me mad that I can't figure out where it is. Green Shadows, The Illustrated Man, The Martian Chronicles.
He wrote for Alfred Hitchcock Presents, The Twilight Zone.
Oh, maybe that's where I've heard that name.
He did the screenplay for John Hudson's Moby Dick. I found a thing in the back here about the author. Oh, he wrote one of his novels was Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Yeah.
Was made into a major release film. Yeah, it doesn't have much more of any of his other literary works.
Yeah. It says his family lived about 4 blocks from the Fox Uptown Theater.
Oh, shit.
Well, Rob, I'm about ready to wrap this one up today.
Yeah.
Might be a short one, guys. It's just me and
Short
Rob
one?
today.
Nah, this is about average,
Oh,
right?
yeah?
Hour.
Frank went
Frank-
to take his wife on a.
Little vacation for the
Yeah,
weekend.
that's cool.
Mini-cation.
It's cool what they're doing. Actually, I've seen it on videos before.
Yeah, it
They're
looks
riding
fun.
like the rail. I think he told us about it on.
Oh, he's been talking about it
They
for quite
take
a
old
while.
railroad ties and
They turn it into like little roller coasters, so
Yeah.
they're little tours through scenic views
Yeah,
and whatnot.
yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I haven't done it, but I've seen the actual like POV of it.
It looks cool.
But you guys have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. I have a couple ideas for some interesting shows next week, so
And hopefully Frank will return and be with us again.
Frank
Hopefully he's
will be
feeling
with
back
us.
up to par.
We're also gonna try to work on
Getting a few guests.
getting some guests. Getting that Canna box was ordered. It should be here sometime this week, so I'm hoping that
Okay.
we could do that as well. But
Even if it shows up day of.
yeah, that's true. That's what happened with the
The
edible boxes there that we.
all the other shit we got this week.
All right, everyone, have a nice weekend. We'll see you later.
Alrighty.